that Blake Lively's attorneys have put into the lawsuit, they have purposely tried to mix up events, expand upon things that were not there, and just outright lie.
Have you ever had that eerie feeling when two people lock eyes and it seems like the entire universe pauses just for them? Well, imagine that multiplied by a dozen cameras, a bustling set, and a crowd of confused onlookers. Word spread about this bizarre scenario in a heartbeat. Anyone who saw it was left questioning what they had just witnessed. Some called it a creative bond between two visionaries. Others whispered it was something far stranger, like a reality shift nobody could properly explain. The more people talked, the deeper the mystery grew. Every new piece of info felt like a puzzle fragment leading to an even bigger question. What on earth was truly happening behind the scenes? Skeptics insisted it was all hype, some elaborate stunt to keep fans guessing. Yet those who saw it firsthand were adamant. There was something undeniably surreal at play. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Because as weird as that moment was, it opened the floodgates to a whole range of controversies, rumors, and off-the-wall accusations that soon followed. Buckle up, because we're diving headfirst into a labyrinth of secrets that might just rewrite what we think we know about celebrity showmanship and hidden agendas. It all began on what was supposed to be an ordinary day of production, where everyone had their assigned tasks. Lighting crews fiddling with reflectors, sound techs checking mic levels, and directors fussing over scene continuity. Nothing seemed out of place until someone noticed an uncanny hush. In the corner of a busy set, two key figures stood face to face, almost motionless. According to whispers, they had been in that exact position for so long that the people around them started to feel uneasy, like they were intruding on a moment outside of normal time. One bystander later remarked that the pair seemed to be communicating without speaking, as if locked in some unspoken agreement to keep everyone else guessing. Several crew members even joked that they wouldn't be surprised if these two had stumbled upon a method to freeze time itself. It might sound dramatic, but more than a few folks were genuinely spooked. They described an electric current in the air, an unspoken tension, a tingling sense that everything else had faded to the background. Those who tried to interrupt them claimed they felt a palpable resistance, like walking into an invisible wall of intensity. When they finally broke apart, no immediate explanation was offered. Instead, the two exchanged wry smiles and almost glided away, leaving an entire production crew buzzing with questions. Many chalked it up to simple drama queen behavior, while others believed they had just witnessed something incredibly private. But as we'd soon learn, that strange encounter was only the first act in a much larger drama that would soon spiral into controversies nobody saw coming. No one expected the next twist to happen so quickly. In front of the camera, and in full view of multiple eyewitnesses, this same duo decided to turn up the heat. One moment, they were huddled close, seemingly discussing a scene. The next, they leaned in so much that their lips nearly brushed on camera. Gasps rippled through the set. Some bystanders looked away in embarrassment, unsure if they were witnessing a genuine private moment or a blatant publicity ploy. Yet a few watchers couldn't help but cheer, seeing this as an example of authentic chemistry. Adding to the overall confusion was the variety of reactions. A couple of folks blushed and giggled, finding the display unexpectedly sweet. But others felt it was more calculated than romantic, like a deliberate move to generate buzz, ramp up speculation, and keep tongues wagging on social media. Then someone started rambling about some SCY Cup victory, as though celebrating an entirely different event. It was as if multiple storylines had collided, leaving everyone struggling to figure out what was scripted, what was real, and what was somewhere in between. All these swirling emotions quickly merged into a tidal wave of chatter online. People posted screenshots, debated the meaning of every subtle look, and speculated that maybe these two were testing audience reactions for an upcoming project. Others suspected a deeper plot, perhaps an attempt to distract from building tensions behind the scenes. No one could be sure, and the spectacle only grew more intriguing as onlookers tried to connect the dots. Yet, as dazzling as these live displays were, something far more serious was brewing. Rumors that hinted at hidden conflicts and clandestine maneuvering behind the curtain. Rumors have a life of their own, and in this case, they spread faster than anyone could keep track of. Whispers about possible behind-the-scenes power struggles popped up on forums, private group chats, and fan blogs. Some insisted the duo's intense connection was actually a smokescreen for bigger issues, like creative disagreements, or inflated egos clashing. Others claim there was a hidden inner circle orchestrating these stunts, using intrigue to overshadow contract negotiations or unresolved dispute. Before long, the story evolved into a patchwork of conflicting narratives. One faction suggested that these two people had a long-standing feud that dated back to a previous collaboration. Another group was adamant they'd been romantically involved for ages, and that this tension was simply the meltdown of a private relationship going public. Adding to the frenzy were cryptic social media posts, vague messages, and half-hidden references that seemed to allude to betrayals, secret alliances, or last-minute changes in script. Bloggers, pundits, and self-appointed experts dove in headfirst, dissecting every morsel of information. People started referencing legal documents, speculating about potential lawsuits, or hush-money agreements. It got to the point where some fans wondered if the entire situation was a meticulously crafted marketing ploy. After all, scandal sells. Yet for every person claiming it was all just for show, another insisted there were real, tangible stakes involved. And that's when more serious allegations began to surface, flipping the narrative from curious drama to potential scandal. Out of nowhere, accusations materialized that took everyone off guard. The talk escalated from mild rumors of backstage squabbles to full-blown claims of harassment and misconduct. People started demanding answers. Why were these grave claims emerging now, with no formal announcements, no consistent process, and no clear evidence? A handful of sources insisted they had inside knowledge of deeply concerning behavior. Yet those same sources offered no proof that any official organization was investigating or even approached. Things only got more baffling when bystanders realized there was no record of filing through standard channels, no HR complaint to the relevant unions, no mention of legal forms that typically accompany such serious matters. Instead, the allegations showed up online and in certain corners of the press, igniting public outcry before any official statement could even confirm or deny the details. Fans, casual observers, and industry professionals alike were torn between wanting to support a possible victim and being suspicious of the unorthodox methods used to go public. Fueling the fire was the widespread frustration over unanswered questions. If these accusations held any legitimacy, why not gather hard evidence and go through a recognized process? Could it be that someone was seeking attention, compensation, or both? Or was it possible that the systems in place had failed them, leaving no choice but to go public? The situation grew murkier with every new claim or denial, and tensions were now at a fever pitch. Everyone braced themselves for the next potential bombshell, hoping it might clear the fog or make everything 1,000 times more chaotic. The internet is never short on theories, and in this case, the speculation blew up to epic proportions. Some people were firmly convinced this was a calculated play for a massive payout, some kind of attempt to settle out of court under the glare of viral attention. Others argued that these allegations, while shocking, might be absolutely true, yet stifled by red tape, forcing those involved to take dramatic measures just to be heard. A third group insisted it was all an elaborate ruse to manipulate public perception and steer eyes away from deeper, more damning truths within the production world. Conspiracy theories flourished. One popular notion was that if any of the claims were based on real incidents, key players were deliberately avoiding official investigations. Why? Because official channels would require documented evidence, sworn statements, and the risk of legal repercussions if anyone was caught lying. That's when phrases like weaponizing public opinion surfaced, as commentators suggested the entire fiasco might be a PR strategy, bypass the legal path, gain massive public sympathy, and corner the other side into a negotiation. At the same time, you had people stepping forward to defend the accused, labeling the claims as desperate attempts at sabotage. This back and forth only made the conversation more convoluted. On fan forums, war raged between supporters and skeptics, each side hurling screenshots, secondhand accounts, and emotional tirades. All of this added pressure to an already tense situation. With accusations flying and no definitive proof in sight, the stage was set for either a grand reveal or a dramatic implosion that could take reputations down in a heartbeat. Now the question looms, what happens if these allegations either gain serious traction or crash and burn under scrutiny? If they're proven credible, the repercussions could be immense. Careers might end overnight, brands could distance themselves, and entire deals might vanish in a swirl of negative headlines. The entertainment world has seen its fair share of sudden downfalls. No one wants to be associated with a toxic, or scandal-ridden production. Even fans, once loyal, have been known to turn on creators when disturbing truths come to light. But suppose the claims fizzle out, with evidence pointing to exaggeration or outright fabrication. That opens a new can of worms, including the potential for counter-lawsuits over defamation. People who initially rallied to support the victim might feel duped or betrayed. Meanwhile, the alleged perpetrators could seek financial damages for the harm done to their reputations. This possibility alone has everyone on edge, unsure if they should speak up, stay neutral, or wait to see how the dust settles. In the midst of this uncertainty, the pair at the center of it all continue to appear in public, seemingly unbothered by the swirling drama. They smile for cameras, post cryptic updates on social media, and occasionally drop cryptic hints that keep fans enthralled. Some might see this as confidence, others as arrogance. Either way, the undercurrent is undeniable. Something is about to break. Either the truth will come crashing down, or the accusations will blow apart like a soap bubble, leaving everyone to pick up the pieces. When two people can captivate a crowd so thoroughly that it feels like time itself has frozen, there's bound to be a story worth unraveling. What began as a quirky on-set moment soon morphed into a swirling vortex of rumors, allegations, and near-sensational public displays. Everyone is trying to untangle the facts, searching for proof, dissecting cryptic posts, and theorizing motives that run from heartfelt desire to expose wrongdoing, all the way to cunning plots for fame or money. What truly happened in those tense moments where eyes locked, lips nearly touched, and serious charges popped up out of the blue? Is there a hidden web of manipulation that we've only barely begun to see? Or are we witnessing a real crisis unfold in real time? One that certain parties hope remains shrouded in confusion? As the public debate intensifies, it's evident we're a long way from any definitive answers. Every time we think we've pinned something down, a new layer of intrigue surfaces, making the entire narrative feel like a puzzle missing half its pieces. For now, all we can do is watch, speculate, and wait for the next bombshell to drop. So keep your eyes peeled for fresh details, because in a twist-ridden saga like this, the biggest revelations often hide just around the corner. And if you've got your own theories, don't hold back. Share them and join the conversation. After all, when time stops and secrets slip out, it's impossible to look away until the final truth emerges, if it ever does.